All right, this literally just came out. Venue update. Our regular season game on May 22nd against the Atlanta Dreams moving to State Farm Arena. That's crazy. I think damn near all the Fever's games have venue changes at this point. So now they're playing in a State Farm Arena in Atlanta. That's the same gym the Atlanta Hawks play in. Now let me put stuff in perspective for you guys, right? Capacity for State Farm Arena is 16,888 people, right? This is the Atlanta Hawks. So I'm gonna go. All right, for example, right? I selected a big game. So this is when the Hawks are playing the Warriors, I believe. Yeah, they're playing the Warriors at Atlanta. So if you want courtside tickets to this game or near the court, whatever, it's about 1,500. For the Fever right now, a courtside ticket is like 2 to 3,000. And it's probably already sold out. You know what I'm saying? They're low key above some NBA teams as far as this stuff, which is pretty crazy. The Indiana Fever's first road game in 2025 season, a May 22nd trip to the Atlanta Dream has been moved to State Farm Arena. It was announced today. The game was previously set to be played at Gateway Center Arena at College Park. This is not for the March 22nd game. This is for May. And I think this is probably getting the venue changed too. $8,000 to you. Like, bro, you can't, to be right here, it costs $8,000, bro. Eight. Like that's wild as hell. So this is crazy. So it's getting wild. This was a crazy read right here. Said we've invested significant resources and energy into making Gateway Center Arena the most unique home court experience to the WNBA, said the majority owner Larry. However, due to a scheduling conflict at Gateway, we saw an opportunity to bring this exciting early season matchup to State Farm Arena, allowing even more fans to experience it. We appreciate the hospitality. The game promises to be an unforgettable matchup featuring a star-studded roster of athletes on both teams. This offseason, the Dream added Brittany Griner, a 10-time All-Star, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and 2014 WNBA champion. What's so hard about giving people credit where it's due, bro? Like, this is crazy. So you're trying to say you switched it because of a scheduling conflict? Nah, this owner is corny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Someone said due to a scheduling conflict, allowing even more fans to experience the dishonesty is obvious. That shit crazy. See, if I wasn't such a huge CC fan, I wouldn't go to the games here. They be acting like Caitlyn be talking shit about people. This is the lamest shit I ever seen.
Clark discourse is nasty business, but it's funny when one of the WNBA owners come out with some of the most hypocritical statements I have ever heard. This is Renee Montgomery, co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, and she went on an absolute rant on her pod about how terrible Caitlin Clark fans are. But I have an issue with this because your actions aren't backing up what you're preaching. The Dream plays their games at the Gateway Center, and that holds about 3,500 people.
What is this? A center for ants?
So when Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces or Angel Reese and Chicago Sky went to Atlanta, where'd they play? The Gateway Center. So if Caitlin Clark fans were so terrible, you would want them to be limited with their presence at your arena, right? So why would you move all Indiana Fever games to State Farm Arena, where the NBA's Atlanta Hawks play, to sell out an 18,000 seat venue? I thought you were worried about player safety. Disgusting comments and threats from these nasty fans. But then at the same time, you wanted almost 18,000 of them at your games, knowing it was going to sell out.
That is crazy. Nah, the hate is crazy. She's coming for she's coming after some of Lexie's minutes. Oh, I didn't even think about that. What's it called? I actually could see Sophie taking some of Lexie's minutes, actually. But Lexie's minutes decrease regardless. Not even just because of Sophie, just because of all the new added pieces. I think it probably goes down a little bit. But Sophie had her introductory media availability. It's a little bit what she said. I'm going to play a little bit of this.
To the trade, and how have you felt about your time with the Fever, even just in this month so far?
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I think it's refreshing. I've been in Phoenix for the past 6 years, was drafted out there. I've had a really great time. I've been very blessed with being around a lot of GOATs in the game and learning the game on another level. But again, like, this is just a new style, and this is the style that I thrive in. When you have people who can shoot the ball, who move the ball, who are running gunners, and share the ball, like, this is the type of offense that I want to be in. And so I'm just stoked. And like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about, to be here in Indiana. If I'm not in the gym, I'm normally by the pool. And so I was actually poolside when I found out, and there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long. But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh, heck yeah, like, we're about to go win a championship. Like, that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there, but now I'm ready to move on to something bigger, something better, and have a lot of really great players around me to, seriously go win a championship. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home. My sister is married and has a kid, has another one on the way, and family is everything to me. I have a really great support system, and you better believe I've already had over 100, 200 people reach out. Hey, how do we get season tickets? I was like, I have no idea. I just got traded 2 hours ago. So I think we're going to have a pretty cool fan base up here from Missouri. But again, it's my Midwest roots. I'm excited to be around Midwesterners again. It's my type of people, and so I'm happy to be here. She has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing. She's still young, and I think that I've been taken under, Diana took me under her wing, and I've learned a lot from her, and now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody, and so I want her to go do her thing, and anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here. But again, I think that, like, just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself. But I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here. Love it. And to be honest, I was just so dialed in. Wherever I'm at, I'm a very present person. I'm where my 2 feet are at. And so I wasn't necessarily paying attention so much to what Indiana was doing. I mean, you hear about it. But now that I've been here, and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and there's an adjustment period not only for her, but for her teammates around her, for Indiana as a whole. But I think it's all really good things, and so it takes a little bit to get adjusted to it. But after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing. I think that our team right now, like, it's turning heads, and Dewana Bonner, getting her was absolutely huge. She was one of my vets when I was a rookie coming in, and she's no one to mess with. I love Natasha Howard. You have Aaliyah Boston, you have Kelsey Mitchell. We just have a squad, and our depth is amazing, and I'm just excited. But to be honest, I think when you have a group that can let go of the egos, and you're really just here to win and work hard, I think that's the best type of group, and you're all willing to do the dirty work. And I think that's what I'm most excited about. That's my bread and butter right there, is outwork your opponents and have fun doing it. I've always been a huge fan of Stephanie White, and I'm not kidding. We, in college, we played, she coached against me and whatnot. And so we've known each other for quite a long time. And since I've been in the league, I was like, hey, when are you going to coach me? Like, it was always just kind of a running joke. And it's been one for the past like 3 or 4 years. And so to finally all kind of come together just at the right time, I'm stoked. I think she's a heck of a coach. I love her offense. I love her approach to games, and her approach to her players, and the relationship she has with her players. And so I just think that we're going to do something really special here and moving forward this year. I said that wrong, but this year and moving forward. To be honest, when we first played her, I just think she's had a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people, no one's walked in her footsteps, and so it's really easy to judge and to say things. But at the end of the day, we all need to empower each other and be there for each other. I think she's done a lot, not only her, but that rookie class. They've brought a lot of attention to our league, and it's needed. Like, this is what we've always wanted, and so why would we not embrace them and make sure they're good? And so when we first played them, I was like, hey, keep doing your thing. Like, you're doing a great job. If you ever need anything, reach out. And then, which is like not like me, normally I'm like, whatever. But and then the All-Star game, we were just having fun. I mean, she was playing, I was having a good time on the sideline, and I kind of told her, I was like, hey, if you ever want to come to Phoenix, let me know. But that one kind of backfired on me. Now I'm here, which is great.
Sophie has been somebody since college that I love her game. Fellow Missourian, so watched her for 4 years at Mizzou. And then obviously has done great things at Phoenix. I think she's always willing to step in and do whatever it takes to win. Obviously an incredible shooter, but can guard multiple positions. So really just continues for us that theme of versatility. She can come in and do a lot of things for us. She helps us spread the floor, which opens things up for, Caitlin to operate, for Kelsey, for Aaliyah. Again, you get back to the versatility of our roster. When you have a shooter like Sophie, somebody who's consistently at the top of the league every single year in terms of her effectiveness from beyond the arc, that really helps everybody else too. So definitely that was a big part of it, but it's her whole game, offensively, defensively, everything she brings to the table as a competitor. I think will impact us. We have competitors. We have people that want to win, and there's a theme when you look across all the moves that we've made during free agency. These are really high basketball IQ competitive individuals. And when you ask all of them what their number one priority is, it is to win. And Sophie Cunningham is cut from that cloth as well. She wants to come in here and do her part, play her role to help us win a championship. So first and foremost, she's a competitor, and we love that about her. Again, to add, obviously I've said since day one, Kelsey Mitchell was the top priority. So getting her committed back, part of that big three was really, really set us up for success with that happening early on. A lot of vets want to play with somebody like Kelsey when you talk about Natasha Howard, when you talk about Dewana Bonner, and then obviously acquiring Sophie through the trade and then on down the line, securing Sid Colson and her championship experience. So again, we really started with, competitors, people who have experience, that do things at a really high level. They operate at a high level, the way that they train, the way that they compete. So been really pleased. I'm excited to get everybody in here and get started. It's been incredible. Great experience. Obviously, again, I've been in the league a long time. I've known Kelly Krauskopf for 20 years now. So I've always admired this franchise and the way that they operate, the Simon family's investment in the Fever since day one. To come in here and be a part of, this incredible thing that's going on in Indiana right now. Really just the people. I mean, you come in with really high expectations. And again, I've known Kelly for a long time, known Lynn. But, from the top down, Mel Raines, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, everybody has been absolutely wonderful. And we're all pulling in the same direction. And that's really what will ultimately, I think, lead to success for our organization.
I think I've been watching Sophie for quite a while since she's been in the W, and Amber and I've talked before about how she's the kind of player you always want to have on your team. She has an edge to her game, and I think that is part of what makes her very appealing to add to our group. I think having that highest level playoff experience is really important. Because, first round, you haven't done anything. Second round, you're almost there. Finals, you're there. So knowing how hard it is to do that, I think, is really important, and having that in your locker room is important. Look, when we get started, it's I always joke, say we haven't done anything yet. So right now the team looks good on paper, but we'll see, how it all comes together on the court. Most everybody in the league knew, this is going to be kind of a short-term roster building process, and that's fine. That's good for us. We just wanted the opportunity to have players come be a part of our franchise, understand what this next era is going to be like. We have all hands on deck, and everybody here, from our coaching staff to our front office people on the Pacers side, everybody is all involved. So, I think it's great for players, even on one-year deals, if they're just coming here for 1 year to see if we can do something special.
Should be interesting. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.